Good Friday morning. This is the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing. This is meteorologist Basil Numerzycki. Looking at our impact map, no significant fire weather impacts during this time period. There'll be some gusty winds ahead of an approaching cold front this weekend, but that front will eventually bring cooler and showery weather to northern areas, mainly Idaho and Wyoming. However, temperatures will continue warming over Utah and Nevada over the next few days. Looking at the last 24 hours, just a few scatterings of light precipitation. We had no significant lightning. We had no lightning data actually for today. And looking at new fire starts given by the red circles, just a few small areas scattered about. Otherwise, a very light initial attack day over the last 24 hours. Observed precipitation both in the past 7 days on the left and past 30 days on the right indicate most areas have been significantly wet. The exceptions are central areas of Utah into central areas and western areas of Nevada, which have stayed dry for quite some time. But the recent precipitation and also higher humidity has taken a toll on our fuels. You can see the areas in green, ERCs below the 50th percentile entering near dormancy level. Here in Utah, they may start picking up with the hotter, drier weather the next couple of days, and just a few small areas here in northwest Nevada and far northwest Idaho that still are borderline critical near the 80th to 90th percentile, but the ones in Idaho will be taking a big hit this weekend with the next approaching system. Looking at our satellite imagery and upper-level maps, nothing significant going on in the Great Basin at the moment. We have a ridge of Pacific high pressure nosing into the Pacific Northwest and into the northern portion of the Great Basin, a weak but dry trough over California. But further to the northwest, a developing winter-like storm system is slowly approaching and will play a role in our weather by the end of the weekend. So looking for this afternoon's weather map, you can see dry air given by these tannish shades here on the left. We're under a little weak ridge of high pressure. There's an approaching front, though, to the northwest. You can see our fire potential, basically little or no risk across most areas, except for maybe far southern Nevada and far western portions of Nevada. Today, looking at our relative humidity on the left, you can see that the driest areas will be across the south, down near 10%, otherwise closer to 20% or so, where you see the yellows into the greens. On the right-hand side, wind gusts very light. The gray shade is 0 to 5 miles per hour, nothing really above 15 miles per hour, so that's a really light wind day. Saturday, we have that approaching front pushing into the Pacific Northwest. The green and dark green are deeper areas of moisture with rainy conditions, even some mountain snows possible. Drier to the south. If we look at our weather conditions, you see the winds picking up here on the right-hand side across parts of Idaho. The orange gusting to 25 to 30 miles per hour on the right-hand side. The humidity still dry, a little bit ahead of it, near 15 to 20%. So just before the humidity picks up with the rain, there could be a brief period of drier conditions. But of course, ERCs have modified there significantly. Now on Sunday, that front moves on through. We see the area green through here. We also see our fire potential not significant at all, though drying out across southern areas of Nevada. And Sunday, looking at our humidity, very dry in our southern areas, single digits down in southern Nevada, far southern Utah, and the Arizona Strip. But much higher in the green and dark green here. Humidity levels during the afternoon 30 to 40%. And even though winds will be gusty up there, they'll be accompanied mainly by showers. Lighter winds further south where the humidity is fairly dry. Precipitation over the next 3 days, taking us through the weekend. You can see this first and second shade of green, a couple of hundredths to a tenth of an inch. And right along the Salmon River, there could be local pockets of around a half inch of rainfall. Looking further down the road, on Monday, we're seeing increasing showers developing again across the Pacific Northwest. Also deeper moisture starting to push up across southern California. And further off to our fire potential, we are seeing basically some drying going on to the south. If we go to Tuesday, you can see the front drops down, showers skirting our northern areas, but a deeper batch of moisture starting to come up into Utah and far eastern or southeastern Nevada. That'll increase rainfall potential there. And on Wednesday, we can see that batch of showers covers more of Nevada as another low drops into the Pacific Northwest. And as we go into Thursday, again, we have green areas with showers in eastern areas. We are drying out in western Nevada, so you can see in our fire potential still hanging on by a thread across our western areas, but much of southern and eastern Utah, as well as most of Idaho and Wyoming, remains on the green side, as does the Arizona Strip. Looking at precipitation, we can see that this next batch of moisture that comes from the south will be hitting southern Utah the hardest, with about a quarter to local pockets of a ½ inch of rain. Most of this up here in Idaho and into Wyoming would have occurred earlier in the period. Now, looking for the extended outlook, we are hotter than normal across California and warmer than normal across at least most of the Great Basin, the western portion of it. We are significantly drier than normal, so we may not get another significant rain event, so we may dry things out a little bit. This concludes our briefing. Have a great day.